Welcome in everybody to the, I mean, it's going to be a 3-series day today, up and down the table teams. Looking to, with Team Spirit, Dark Side, as well as bo3 and HellRaisers, all looking to push towards that major slot. Navi looking to create a little bit of a gap between them and the bottom of the table, and one move looking to get off the mark and get the first win of this DPC tour. And Harry, looking at these teams, any thoughts going into today?
Well, overall, the first two series, I would say we probably know who's gonna win, especially the second one. And then the third one is gonna be the highlight of the day, where Team Spirit and Dark Side, it could really go either way. From what we've seen from both teams, they have their ups, they have their downs, and both of them are quite strong as well. But yeah, I'm looking at it, and the first two series that you and me are gonna be on, Rob, looking very hard for both Navi and One Move. I understand your point. You wanna see Navi maybe get themselves away from the Amiga and One Move, solidify their spot in the Division 1, or One Move beating bo3. I mean, currently it's looking very tough to do for both of them.
Yeah, One Move. I mean, they have taken games. Looking at the Wikipedia page, the recent results, they did take a game off Team Spirit. Not so lucky against HellRaisers though, so they are looking to bring out a massive performance here to try and, like I say, get themselves a first series, trying to keep themselves in this Division 1 of the DPC. But it is going to be Navi versus HellRaisers, our first series. And HellRaisers, if we take a look again,
10 seconds remaining.
they are pushing up. They're in second place at the minute. This win would take them to 4-1, which would probably be, it wouldn't guarantee them the major, but they'd be pretty damn close at securing it if they did pick up this victory today. So they do take out the Rubik. They've got the Beastmaster in the draft, taking out the Ricky and the Tusk from the draft pool. Meanwhile, on the side of Navi, Silencer and the Death Prophet comes out, Nature's Prophet, and the Broodmama being taken away by the side of Navi. I'm surprised the Rubik got through, but the Lena is still there as well. Batrider's being banned out. Do you think Lena gets through the second phase?
Wait, let me look at it. I think Navi is gonna ban it, right? I don't see Navi letting it through. There's a Beastmaster on the other side. If you have perfect vision with the Lena, you're gonna be in trouble, though. On the other hand, you said surprising about the bans. I have to say, now there's so many heroes that have been kind of solidified as extremely powerful for most of the teams. So I'm looking at these bans, and they look pretty normal to me, because Ricky, you have to take it out from Navi. It's kind of the only hero they're looking really good with.
Yeah.
DP is the weird one for me, because that has been the first pick for most of the teams, and really Hero looks amazing in both pubs and in competitive Dota. But I already like what HellRaisers have gotten to deal with DP. They have some burst with the Rubik, and they have BKB piercing lockdown from the Beastmaster. Plus, any carry hero you pair up with the Beast is gonna have some type of burst to help you with the Death Prophet. So I'm kind of scared for this Death Prophet. Luckily, she has a silencer, so that might help a bit.
Yeah, but then you've got to look at, like you say, the Beast being able to provide the attack speed to any right-click carry that comes out here from HellRaisers, being able to burst through the Death Prophet. So maybe something like a Terrorblade coming into the middle to late game, or a Morphlin here for HellRaisers. I know Dahak, he likes that Naga Siren as well. Being able to drop the song, if you can get the song to stop the global silence from coming out, and then maybe because at some point that Death Prophet is going to pick up a BKB. So if you can isolate it from the rest of the team, or just from the supports, HellRaisers could look to take this hero down. Meanwhile, again, on the side of Navi, this, like say, the silencer is that's going to be offering a lot of protection coming into these fights, but the Death Prophet with the tower push potential, we've seen that these early towers, the early map control coming out can be life or death in some of these series. So Navi with the first pick Death Prophet, looking absolutely to take control early on.
Especially when you have these pushing heroes, you need to be able to take down towers. So I'm very curious to see how HellRaisers are going to stop it. Also, HellRaisers might take a different approach. What we've been seeing from them and how they've played very successfully has been them pushing out the waves, right? Just never letting the enemies even fight. That's why they have been so good with the Naga. That's why they have been so good with the Nature's Prophet. So I'm curious to see which approach they take. Usually with the Beastmaster, you might want to get together at some point of the game, given how he buffs up any carry hero. But I don't know if that's HellRaisers style, if that's something that they want to be gunning for. So I wouldn't mind them going for strong position 5 in the lane, and then going for a Naga Siren that you mentioned, just making sure that Navi never really get to a point where they can force out a fight, even though they have 2 big team fight ultimates.
Yeah, and we look at,
5
again, the
seconds
bans.
remaining.
The fact that coming into the DPC, Treant was like one of the top bans in the first phase. He's not been banned out here, which means he is still available for HellRaisers, which, if you need to delay the game, what better hero to do it than the Treant that's going to keep those towers healthy? It's going to keep them from falling. It's going to buy that space and time for the Naga Siren to go into the jungle and find that farm, to come out like the hack likes to do, comes out 20 minutes later and says, right, I'm ready, lads. Let's get fighting.
The hero, it's sometimes very hard to pick him when you know that the enemies have a lot of push, and we have been seeing more of the Death Prophet. So, you might stop her from pushing, but a better way to stop the Death Prophet from pushing is by killing her, where the Treant doesn't really help you even one bit. So I'm not surprised that it's getting pulled out. It's normal. Metas always switch. One hero becomes stronger, the other one just stops feeling that great, and then you just let it go. So I'm really curious to what Navi bans here. Lina, okay, they go for the CK. Okay, that does make sense. They don't do well against illusions, and they wouldn't want to play against burst damage. And really, the Hawk played a mean CK 2 days ago, so it is something that they should be afraid of.
Yeah. Sweden Strong, Techies player, do you know? Because we saw an
10
amazing
seconds
Techies Tiny
remaining.
combo coming out the other day. And Techies seems to be really popular in the
5
Eastern European
seconds
region as well.
I would like it. I think Techies is actually quite nice. The problem I have with Navi's lineup currently, they don't have much of wave clear, right? If you're wave clearing with the Tiny, you're showing he's not ganking. Even if you get a hero that he can gank with and just kill people, you need to get that vision to be able to make it happen. So I'm not sure about it. We'll see how it works out. And HellRaisers, they get an Invoker. As far as I know, this is their first Invoker in the DPC so far. I mean, Kiyotaka has for me been the standout performer for them, but I don't think I've seen him play this one. Yeah, I'm looking through the games. This is the first time.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, no, I can't see one either. No invokers just yet in the DPC, but yeah, there it is, Kiyotaka picking it up, and like you say, it is going to be the debut here for the Kiyotaka Invoker, at least on the HellRaisers. Clockwork comes out again, one of the strongest supports in the game at the minute. He's just able to, being able to get that gap close. It does mean that a Lina pick coming out for the side of Navi, it doesn't even look like the hero's being considered at the minute. And yeah, with the Clockwork coming out, just having that quick gap close, the disruption as well before the BKB comes out for the Lina, which is usually the focus, that first item that the Lina wants to go for, but it still means that you do have the surprise to get on top, and then the follow-up, like you say, coming through with the roar from the Beastmaster, even when that BKB is going. This Lina, if it does get picked out for Navi, could be in a world of hurt, and maybe this is where Navi, they do consider something else. And I'm not saying they were going to pick it up. It's just that it's been so popular in every single now people are joking if the patch doesn't come, it is going to be the Lina meta coming into the major, and at the minute it just doesn't look very strong in this draft so far for me.
I don't think so. People overestimate heroes all the time. They underestimate heroes all the time. The thing is how it can be implemented. As soon as some other heroes start being played, as soon as the hero starts being overplayed, there is going to be a response, because everyone is, before they even go to sleep in the evening, thinking, how do you counter the Lina? How do you counter the Lina? What are you gonna do? And then in every pub, if it's being played, everyone is getting used to it, and then you don't get picked off or destroyed as many times. You're not as strong later on with the Lina, and it's a problem. Navi, they go for the Zeus. This is something that they've played in the past. I think they needed the Vision hero, and I like it. But I have to say, I like what HellRaisers have more, because when you look at their lineup, it's really, and you've watched their previous series, I would be very surprised if this is a Quaswex Invoker. I think it's going to be Exort. And we talked about them, they need burst, but they like to split push. Well, this is the perfect of two worlds. You have an Exort Invoker, you're always going to be able to contribute with the Sunstrike. You get 3 heroes that all 3 of them can set up for it, and you're just split pushing and making sure that the lanes are pushed in with the if you don't see anyone on the map, you can do it with the Force Spirits. If you feel safe, you might as well do it yourself. So I like it quite a lot. I think it's pretty much up HellRaisers' alley. We haven't seen a Kiyotaka Invoker as we mentioned, but the way that he has been playing, I have no doubts that he can pull it off.
Yeah, and you have that lane pressure as well. You know, the Forge Spirit's coming out from the Invoker that he doesn't even need to be on the lane to try and push out that lane. Like I say, with the Forge Spirits, they will just be able to apply pressure by themselves, which it can create space for the Beastmaster to take over the offlane as well. Because we know a lot of the offlaners at the minute, you know, they do like to stick on that offlane, take the tier 1 tower down as quickly as possible, and then move through, put pressure onto the tier 2, try and drag the other team towards them and create space for the rest of the team. And Invoker can do that on other lanes as well, which may make the job easier for the Beastmaster, and responding to ganks on the Beastmaster as well, being able to push out with the Forge Spirits, and then TP yourself up if there is pressure being put on the Beastmaster.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm looking what the HellRaisers want. Do they pick up a Naga? Really? Like, it's not out of the question. With some other teams, if I would see a draft like that, I'd be like, nope. But they seem to have had an idea of how to pull it off. The problem I would see with that hero is they cannot defend towers. That's why I like the Medusa ban, actually, because she can stand her ground and defend towers, and it would be very hard for Navi to get in front. So maybe a hero that doesn't get bursted down easily. Illusions are gonna get killed easily by the Zeus, by the Tiny, so you'll still be able to push. So what is hard to kill? What stays in lane for a long time? Lifestealer?
A Luna?
Okay, I wasn't expecting that hero. Like, no way.
No, I don't think... Has she been played in any region at all ever? In 20... yeah, I can't remember the last time I saw a Luna even being considered.
10 seconds remaining.
That's a weird one. I guess what HellRaisers are going for is split push to get this hero very farmed and then just end the game. It's the problem I see with it is I don't see it as a very good tower defender, and I think HellRaisers needed that. But I think it fits the plan, but you're gonna have to give away some of the towers, right? Unless you can always burst down the Death Prophet, and it's very naive that you think that you can always do it, right? Especially once the Global Science and the Thunder God's Wrath come out. And Navi will get a Naga, which is actually a really good pick. Lanes well against the Beastmaster. Later on down the line is pretty solid against the Luna. Invoker, if you get Silence before you get the BKB, and you're probably going to be going for an Orchid in this game, you can be in a lot of trouble. The supports don't deal with illusions. This is actually a race against time for HellRaisers. It's actually, it got pretty interesting. I favored HellRaisers a lot coming into this series, but now when I see this Naga Siren and the lineup of HellRaisers, you have so many ways to 25 to 30 minutes if HellRaisers don't really overtake the map at that point. Until the Invoker gets massively strong, the Naga illusions are gonna pose a problem for you. So I'm really liking this. This gives Navi the ability to push out the waves without much committal, allowing the Tiny to gank. Do I believe that Navi will win? Well, probably not, just because they haven't been impressing me. Not because their draft is bad, but I think they actually came prepared today, and they definitely know what they're doing. So I'm quite curious to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, I just think that the space that HellRaisers have been buying for the hack, you know, if this Naga tries to go up against the Luna, I think the Luna's just going to be able to cleave through the Naga illusions. HellRaisers have been playing incredibly aggressive to the point where I don't know if they're going to get the time and space here on the side of Navi to get the farm needed to get the Naga Siren to any point where she is going to be able to stand up to the Luna. I think this Luna's just going to be able to get, once the bouncing glaives are taking effect on these illusions, just going to be able to clean up against this Naga Siren. And I'm looking forward to Navi proving me wrong, because that seems to happen more often than not at the minute. But I just don't see, with the way HellRaisers play, Navi getting through once the hack is super powerful. But guys, if you think you know which way this game is going to go, you can check out our sponsors over at EGB. You know, you can check that out because you can see the odds there on the screen as well. If you put a deposit down, your first deposit with EGB, you will get a bonus deposit up to $600, reflecting the amount you put in. That is available to you if you want to head over to our sponsors over at EGB.
Oh, so it's going to be a mid lane Zeus. Okay. This is a problem for me actually, because if Sweden Strong doesn't have a good game,
30 seconds to
this
battle.
Luna is not gonna be dying. The Luna needs to die once, maybe twice in the mid game. You know, from 15 to 25 minutes just to slow her down. If you're slowing down the Luna, you are creating more space for Naga Sirens to get her third item, right? So it's usually Manta, Orchid into a heart. And then with that heart, you will be able to prevent the pushes from HellRaisers that are going to be coming in strong. So I'm looking towards Sweden Strong, but every single time he has played the Tiny, it has been a rough game for him. Every single time he's gotten like a 20-minute blink. That's not going to be... That cannot happen in this game. If it does, it's a really big issue.
Yeah, and I was looking to it being a mid-time there as well. You know, getting that quick blink, looking for the blow up onto the supports, because even with Solo on the clockwork, not really going to be the tankiest hero in the world. Could look for the rotations, even the Luna as well. You know, just be able to get a quick jump on top of the Luna before the BKB comes out. The hack could suffer a lot here, so I'm really surprised it is going to be that position for Tiny.
I mean, it does lane better with the Death Prophet, and that's it. Right? I just hope that Navi aren't going for such a... They're looking at... I really like the aggression on the bottom lane coming out from HellRaisers, especially once the Luna gets a point in Lunar Blessing. It is going to make the clockwork very, very powerful. But this is the way to play. Pressure the Death Prophet before she gets her levers, because when she does, this hero really is just impossible to deal with.
Yeah, up on the top lane here as well, you can see that, you know, there's some harass going the way of V-Tune on the Nag Siren. And in the mid lane, Kiyotaka, Nikki Cool, trading off mana for damage. And Kiyotaka, it's coming off a little bit worse at the minute, but he does have the point into the Quas. So he's going to have that regen coming through.
It's normal for the Invoker to suffer a little bit early on. Zeus has been over the years buffed in terms of right clicks, so he doesn't always have to use his chain lightning to get a kill. And on the creep, and also it does give him some deny potential. So, but when you get some Forge Spirits and stuff like that down the line, then it's gonna be a little bit easier for the Invoker. You are relying mostly on Sunstrikes. I mean, the laning phase, it is important, but if you're getting the Sunstrike kills, that is what you want to happen.
Yeah, and you can see that the job of the two supports. Well, top lane, Malady is going to be taking some aggression coming through. But yeah, on the bottom lane, you can see that it's just the job of the two supports to pull these lanes through. You know, you've got the Luna as well as the Death Prophet last hitting behind that tier 2 tower. So it's not even going to be like, you know, the Hack's going to be throwing these Lucent Beams out, getting aggressive. The Spirit Siphons coming through from lanes. They're just happy for the supports to, you know, pull the Congo wave towards them and get that potential free farm behind the two towers. And you know, the support's making sure there isn't a fourth lane coming out in the river or in the jungle anywhere, and just making sure these two pros do get the farm.
I'm also liking HellRaisers that they're pulling the waves, and then Miero is behind the tower, allowing him to stack. Right, Navi, they haven't blocked the camp. You're playing up against the Luna. Luna wants to stay in the lane for as long as possible. You will have that night vision, so it's going to be easier for you to survive. But as soon as you're going into the jungle, ideally you have stacks, right? Yeah. So it's going to be quite big for him to have those. And already HellRaisers have started stacking them up. We can already see the Rubik also on the map moving towards the area, and it's protected by vision. So HellRaisers are putting a lot of emphasis on boosting up the farm on the Luna. I think that's the smart approach. You need Luna is a timing-based hero, right? If you want to win off of her back, you need to do it earlier, right? And of course, you have the late game Invoker for you and the vision from the Beastmaster. But ideally, the way that you want your draft to work is that you can take away a lot from the enemies with the first or the second Aegis on the Luna.
Yeah. And bottom lane, Solo could be in a little bit of trouble here, being chased down. Spirit Siphon, he does drop the cogs here, but is he going to be able to get it? Yeah, it's going to be fine. He gets himself back underneath that tier 1, pops himself, going to be able to get himself back to a decent amount of health, looking towards his boots as well, but just ferrying out regen at the minute to keep himself sustained, just to be able to go right back in on this. And the lane does seem to be, you know, the creepy equilibrium has pushed right back into the middle of the lane, so we might see a little bit more aggression coming out now on this bottom lane.
We see that Laze is really suffering. Looking at all of the cores, they're all doing well. Oh, the Hawk, was this a mistake? Now there's no toss on Sweden Strong. That's why he was so aggressive. If it was level 3 on the Tiny, he would think twice about getting so close with the creeps being under the tower.
Yeah, even the neutral getting involved here with the net. But again, up on the top lane, you can see that Antares, he's not too scared. We've talked about how the Rubik can trade in damage, you know, before. You look at him, he's taking 60 plus 2 at the minute, plus the Fade Bolt coming out that is going to deal with these early mirror images on the Naga Siren. And in the mid lane, how's the trade going? I mean, the farm is pretty much equal in terms of last hits between these two heroes here in the mid lane.
Yep, though Kiyotaka, he has had the opportunity to maybe use the Sunstrike for something out from his team. Obviously, early levels, HellRaisers, they can't really set it up. But Nicky Cool is getting close to his level 6. I think Nicky Cool might actually go to the base once he's level 6. You need the mana. He's gonna have the Arcane boost though, but you need the mana. Threat of the Thunder God's Wrath might actually be our first blood, because we're seeing that no one is really putting their lives in any kind of danger. If you look at the HP pools of everyone, they're pretty much topped up, apart from the Zeus, who, I mean, very low chances of him going down, even with the support rotations.
Yeah, and on the bottom lane, there is going to be that Sunstrike inside the cogs. Do they have enough damage to take down the Death Prophet? Death Prophet trying to run himself away here, Lays. Can he get himself back? Where's the Lucent Beam? Doesn't have the mana for it on the Luna, and now Solo's going to be in trouble. The Crypt Swarm comes through, and Solo, he needs to walk himself away from this. Sweden Strong doesn't have the mana for the toss back, so it looks like both heroes here going to get out by the skin of the teeth, and the first blood, it obviously comes on the other lane here. Antares takes down Malady. And no revenge coming through from the Naga Siren, so it looks like the Rubik gonna get away fine.
Yep, on the bottom lane, if someone makes a mistake and gets overly aggressive, they can always run out. On top lane HellRaisers, if the Silencer gets out of place, he will get slowed down by the boars, and he will eventually fall.
Yeah, and look, oh, they might be able to get Solo this time. Solo to pick up the Arcane Rune. The cogs are down. Kiyotaka going to try and do his best to get something from this, but he might not be able to get the trade with the two supports rotating in now as well. Kiyotaka has to be careful. Sweden Strong taking a lot of damage from those Forge Spirits, but he's going to be able to get himself back uphill and should be fine. Sunstrike not going to land off the mark this time here from the Invoker.
Nice try, but it's not gonna be there, man. Kiyotaka standing his ground there against 3 heroes. Really, they had nothing else left in the tank. Zeus, without much mana, you know, the 2 supports already using their spells. He knew that he could stand his ground, but even with the power treads, he can't do enough. I'm curious to see when and if Kiyotaka gets a Midas. Usually, Exort Invokers get it like 100% super early on, but he's still not putting it up in quick buy, so that's a little bit interesting. Okay, he's going for the drums. He wants to get involved, even personally, in this game with all of the attack speed that they're gonna have. They're really gunning for this timing, HellRaisers. They are.
Yeah, and you can see that at the minute V-Tune is being left alone on the top lane to find some farm, but on the bottom lane, again, they're gonna try, and the cogs and the Avalanche just cancelling each other out, it seems like. Looking at the Luna build as well, so before Luna went on hiatus from the meta, I was seeing 1 point into the Lucent Beam, and then you just go Moonglaves into the Lunar Blessing. You don't even get the Eclipse until around level 11, where you can go 11, 12 into the 2 points into the ultimate. But here to Hack, he's looking for the points into the Lucent Beam. Is that because of Solo, you know, being able to drop the cogs? Do you want to be prioritizing the Eclipse coming out for the Luna?
No, I think the idea is he wants to stay in the lane longer.
Yeah.
You might get the Eclipse earlier. Okay, the hockey just hurts. Look at Sweden Strong, 0 armor.
Yeah, the right-click damage, he got the toss away, and Kiyotaka is going to be able to get the kill onto the Silencer. Thunder God's Wrath comes out in the river now as well. V-Tune going to be in a lot of trouble. Can he get himself away from this Kiyotaka? One more right-click. He's going to be able to take down the Naga Siren. 3 for 2 here coming through. Nicky Cool out of mana. Couldn't hang around. Sunstrike, it comes down, but it doesn't actually hit onto Sweden Strong. So with less than 20 health here, Sweden Strong going to be able to roll himself away from the lane. Probably goes right back to the fountain. He doesn't come back in. No. No.
I'm actually surprised that Navi were so aggressive there in the enemy jungle. They put so much emphasis on the Beastmaster not getting those stacks. If it was the Luna, maybe I would get it. But Miero was the one there, and you killed him. Sure. What now? He's still gonna come with the Helmet of the Dominator. He's gonna take your tower. So very, very overly aggressive move coming out from the Malady on top. Oh, he's gone.
The telekinesis, the drag back, he even gives it over to the Beastmaster here with the Skelly army coming through from that the Dark Troll Summoner. And it's just a great positioning and great sense of mind to say, I don't need to take this kill, I can give it over to the Beastmaster. You know, no panic here from Antares to make sure that kill goes the way of his core.
stun strikes have really been on point. The only thing that has been securing them has been the cogs, and now Invoker is rotating again. They want the Naga Siren, and he has no point to use the Song of Siren on. But now he's gonna be okay if Kiyotaka doesn't find him. Shouldn't be able to. Nice presence of mind from VTune to understand he's being hunted. He also had vision there. He also had vision of the Invoker, so pretty easy for him to read the situation.
And they're just going to be, you want to contest our farm, we're going to move into your jungle and contest your stacks. You know, how are you going to like this Naga Siren? And Naga, VTune, he just has to move himself over to the triangle. And you can see that, like I said, the Invoker, he's finding these stacks. He's got the 2 Forge Spirits now, so he is just going to be able to pressure. And in fact, he might even be able to go onto Nicky Cool the hack. He's going to move off the lane really darn early here to get onto the Invoker. The Invoker's going to be able to get a kill here onto Zeus. Zeus did get the Arcane Rune, but Kiyotaka, Dahak grouping up to get the kill onto the Zeus. Really nice rotation off, and Dahak's just saying, okay, I've got the 1 point into the bounce glaive, 2 points now as he levels up, but he's feeling confident that HellRaisers have applied enough pressure that he can move out early and help secure these towers, give the space over to Solo so he can look for that quick 6 to get the hookshot off.
Very weird that this was allowed from Navi. They have vision in their top part of the map. They knew pretty much where HellRaisers were moving. And okay, you let the tower go. That's fine. If you take the bottom one, it's not ideal, but at least you made something happen. Yeah. But giving a bonus kill on the Zeus, I wasn't expecting that to happen. So Nicky Cool just getting pushed into an uncomfortable position. That is normal when the enemy team is just playing faster than you are, and that's what's happening here. HellRaisers, they're moving around the map faster, and Navi, they don't have time to respond with enough heroes.
Yeah, and you can see that, I mean, it cost him the full exorcism there as well to get that bottom tier 1 tower. VTune moving into the Radiant jungle. This is where he's feeling comfortable. I say comfortable, this is where he thinks safest, because you can see that HellRaisers on the other side of the map, there is only the Solo on the Clockwork here, looking to scout this out. And again, the Beastmaster just moves himself into the triangle. He finds the farm. He's looking for that quick helm of the Overlord, and the Invoker is going to be the one applying the pressure with the catapult towards this tier 2 tower on the top lane. Azra's backing him up as well. Close, and the Rubik, he's even got the Chain Lightning. So he's going to be able to bounce these around, clean off this creep wave, and just keep the pressure on with the skeletons coming in as well from this Dark Troll Summoner. Just give the rotation up from Lays, but with no Exorcism, I don't know how he defends this. And even with the Exorcism, if he tries to get aggressive with it, he just gets controlled out by the Invoker. And with 3 heroes, again, the Raw available as well as the Telekinesis, no BKB on the Death Prophet, he just get cleaned up.
And look at how low Navi are there, and also Sweden Strong. He has 600 gold. So he's nowhere close to Blink Dagger. You cannot make a play now. Even if the Naga Siren is not going to be able to push out the lanes, Navi cannot make a play. It's just impossible. And HellRaisers, they know where the line is. They can pull out now, or they can just turn around and get a couple of kills.
Yeah, they're going to be able to get a kill. They do lose the Rubik, but they get the kill onto the Tiny. And Nicky Cool, again, completely out of mana. Malady was there, but if they want to try and turn on to the Clockwork's going to be coming in. Level 6, there's going to be the Rocket Flare. He's looking for that hookshot. Malady might be the target. He is going to be the target. And now there as well. The Cogs are pushed back. It will mean that the Sunstrike misses, but Malady's going to be taken down nonetheless here. Kiyotaka not missing with those right clicks.
Oh, this doesn't even look close currently. The only good thing that's happening for Navi is that VTune is getting solid amounts of farm, but this Naga Siren would need to apply more pressure so as her teammates are not dying, because it has gotten to a point now with the Clockwork having the hook shot that whoever gets hook shotted pretty much dies. Even this Death Prophet with the mech and 3 points in Spirit Siphon, I still don't see him surviving, unless of course you use the Global Silence, but you are using it defensively. You want to use it defensively. And now, HellRaisers, they have the drums, they have the Beastmaster. Luna is also very, very powerful, and they walk into the Roche. But there is absolutely nothing that Navi can do. Maybe if they had a Naga Siren there with the song, but considering that VTune doesn't have it, then nothing is definitely the case. And the Roche is gone. Just from one objective to another, HellRaisers, they're gaining ground.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about in the draft as well, that the Naga Siren going after the Manta style, to help get that push out. But the hack, he's already looking, he's got the Dragon Lance coming through, he's level 9, he's got the 3 points into the Bouncing Glaives now, so he did leave off from that Eclipse. He's going to be going into the BKB, and the Manta doesn't really help. The Ghoul is going to be taken down by Kiyotaka, but the Manta doesn't really help in the situation because the Luna's still going to be able to cleave those illusions, mirror images anyway, even if they do come out from the Manta. It does offer a little bit of protection to the Nagasaran if he gets gone on, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, this Manta style doesn't really matter, and I don't know if, you know, he's going to have the time here, V2, to get anything else before the Luna starts to get aggressive. And they get the kill onto Antares. Antares maybe overextending, but again, he's buying time, he's scouting out, he's seeing where the heroes are, and this just means that the Luna can farm through the triangle into the Dire jungle. They've already taken that tier 2 tower on the top lane there as well, so this entire jungle for the side of HellRaisers on the side of the Dire is just free farm for them.
The support dying aggressively, it's not that big a deal, but I can already see HellRaisers are preparing for the end of this game because they're going for BKBs. We had a kind of a talk about it. You buy BKBs usually when you're 100% certain that there's gonna be a fight happening and that you want to participate in it. What HellRaisers are doing now is that they're getting to a point where very soon they're going to be pushing into the enemy base. So what's going to happen? You get 2 BKBs, you go from tower to tower, you go into Roche, and then you go high. You just systematically, you do it. And Navi, I mean, I would put all my resources in Sweden Strong getting this Blink Dagger because there's just no play to be made. Like, even if they're stronger, which they're not, how are you going to start the fight? How are you going to push back HellRaisers? The Naga illusions aren't nearly strong enough currently to push in the waves enough for you to make plays. This is just a very, very hard situation for Navi. You wouldn't want to be in this kind of a spot if you were them.
Yeah, and again, we've seen it. Oh, we might even be able to make a move. The hookshot comes through. This is a perfect ward here. Nikki Cool. Kiyotaka gets himself another kill on the board. The Invoker isn't even in the fight. And like you say, he's just applying pressure with these Sunstrikes. 6-0 and 2. Making his way over to the Nagasaran. The Nagasaran now V-tune. Does he want to try and go for that TP away? He is moving himself out. Maybe his Spidey senses are tingling, and he just moves himself out. But this is what I was talking about. Look at this. The Luna is creating space for Kiyotaka to be able to move to split push out the bottom lane. And when Dahab needed the farm, Kiyotaka, he was applying the pressure to the tier 2, so the Beastmaster, the Luna could find the farm. The Beastmaster, when the Invoker needed that quick item, that item power spike, the Beastmaster was creating space for the Luna and the Invoker. All 3 cores have a way to buy space and time for the rest of the other 2 cores to find their next big item. And HellRaisers completely taking control. There is going to be the fight. The Global Silence does come through, though. Yeah, I think he'll be able to get the kill into it. It's going to be the death of Mero, so maybe the praise a little bit over-warranted. Maybe a caster curse being thrown out here. But at the minute, even just 1 or 2 deaths like this, Navi, they need a lot more to get themselves back into the game. With the Exorcism being up 2/3 of the way through, can they take down this tier 1 tower?
They just can't find the opening. They don't see what's going on. That is the problem. I don't think HellRaisers mind giving them the kill that much. HellRaisers will give a kill just to know where their enemies are on the map. That is the thing. That is what they want to do. That's how they gave Antares and Rubicon in the triangle, and that's why they gave the Beastmaster. You saw 2 of their cores on the sides because they know if Navi TPs all of their heroes here, they get a kill, even 2 of them. It's not going to change anything, right? The game still is in our favor, and considering the lead that we have, we can make it happen. And that's why you're giving it away. You don't really mind. Ideally, you give away a support or even run away because you had the Avalanche and the Rubik, but you still want to see all of those heroes. So you give a kill. Oh no, there are 5 here. No one cares. We just go back, we get our key items yet again, and we push 1 more time. And now what is left? The 2 towers in the bottom lane. And the Tiny to be taken down.
Yeah, Tiny is going to be chased down here now as well. Solo, not even needed to use the hook shot. Sweden Strong, it's going to be the toss coming through from the Luna, but Sunstrike's going to be there. Will be another kill for Kiyotaka. Kill secure, though. I think Dahak had it in his grasp, but Kiyotaka just wants to make sure, because we've seen time and time again teams and players not confirming the kill, so Kiyotaka just wants to confirm that kill.
I mean, Kiyotaka has really been on point with the Sunstrikes, and now look at it. HellRaisers, they're applying the pressure again in the enemy big jungle. This is what you want to do with the Beastmaster every single time, and then you're creating space for the Luna. I'm actually surprised that the Huck isn't putting more emphasis on the bottom lane, but it might just be that he feels like he doesn't need to.
Yeah, and again, these wards, Clockwork might go down. There is going to be the avatars coming through, so Malady will get the kill onto Solo. But look at, again, another deep ward just outside of the Dire base. They know the limit that they can push. That one that was just behind the tier 2 was a great scouting tool. In fact, he nearly got a kill on the Death Prophet before it timed out as well. And now they get this one out that's just in front of the Dire high ground. Malady will be able to get the T-ward, but it's already offered them a kill, so it's already paid off, paid those dividends that they needed from that ward to be able to, you know, get that Clockwork in with the deep hook shot and find a pick-off on another core here.
Only 1 outer tower left for Navi, and this is a problem because the next Roche is something you have to fight. Next Roche gets taken by HellRaisers, and you're in a hell of a lot of trouble. So, Navi, where's the blink on the Tiny? Okay, it's getting close. 20 minutes, man. That's just this. It seems to be his, classic timing on the blink. 16, 17 minutes is like the last timing you should get it, and every single game Sweden Strong is getting it after minute 20. Okay, now just slightly before it. So now it's time for Navi to get a couple of kills on the aggressive and establish their vision, because that's what you're gonna need if you're to defend the next Roche.
Yeah, and you can see that the Invoker, the Luna already have those BKB, so that if there is a jump in, quick fingers might prevail. Not easy to blow them up. Clockwork 1400 health, Rubik 1200 health. So, and even the Beastmaster going towards that BKB as well. He's got himself the Helm of the Overlord straight into the BKB. So these cores, even with, like you say, the timing, it is delayed from the Tiny, which means he's going to lack that blow-up potential now. If he gets himself in, he might be able to get himself and get an avalanche off one. But those BKBs come out, and what does he actually do in the fights?
They thought that might be the real one, but it was only an illusion that got hit by the Sunstrike, though. Poor Malady.
Look at
These
this.
are not going to help him.
The Rocket Flare, what's going to be taken away from him there as well. So Antares, he gets that last word. And the kill onto the Silencer, he's going to be dead for 26. Does have that buyback. It's not the longest death in the world there as well. So it's not going to be super awful for the Silencer, but it's still going down. Okay, this might be what Sweden Strong gets himself in. There's going to be Avatars coming back now as well. They get the clean up onto Mero. Do they want to go any further onto this, though? It looks like they're just going to be happy with the one kill onto the Beastmaster.
That's actually a good kill. That is finally a good kill because it prevents HellRaisers from pushing currently. And Navi, they might have the strength now with the Global Silence to go in. At least force out the BKBs if you can.
Yeah, Exorcism comes out. Clockwork, though, he's going to have that Glimmer Cape. They have the reveal. Is he going to be able to take it? They do take him down. He isn't able to get that hookshot off. And it looks like, again, HellRaisers, it is just going to buy time. Okay, Attacker, you do need to leave, lad. That was the entire point of the sacrifice from the Clockwork.
Nice 2 kills. This is the thing. What Navi, they need now is to snowball. Kill after kill after kill. Then when HellRaisers, they stop moving around the map on their own, right? They're together. It is gonna give you the time to push in the lanes and prepare for a fight. So that's what's happening right now. It all happened. This was a mistake from Yarrow. Previous deaths, no, but this definitely was because you are giving away your life just before the last outer tower gets taken away. And now the Roche will be up. The lanes aren't pushed out that much for HellRaisers, so it's going to be easier for Navi to read the situation.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Mero hasn't just parked a bore in there. The Roche will respawn. It was a really quick one, so maybe the team not expecting this, but the Exorcism is going to be down for the next 86 seconds here. As these scouts out the Roche, they know it's up. They have that space. In fact, Navi not even in the best position to try and contest into this because they've got nothing to TP to, even if they knew this was going on.
They can't come there in time. They're not interested. This Aegis is probably going to go to the Hawk. You want to give it to Luna. He's already creating space there in his inventory. The last was from the Invoker because it was Kiyotaka that is going to go around the map, maybe be a little bit solo, get some kills, but now it's all about pushing, and they're going towards the bottom lane, which is something I like, and also what I expected because they have been so disciplined. You don't want to push in the mid lane unless you get kills, because toss back from the Tiny is the problem. But okay, HellRaisers, they think they might be able to bring down some of these heroes, and then if you do, then you don't really care much about the toss back.
Yeah, and I mean, I like that they give the Invoker the shot as well. Rubik had I didn't realize he had the Exorcism. Oh crap, this is going to be a high ground push that Navi do or die time here for this middle lane of Racks, because the Exorcism coming through, the clear from Dahak once he gets through this tier 3 tower with the Ancient Black Dragon there as well. The bouncing waves are going to rip through these buildings. The Exorcism is going to rip through them, so they need to do their best, even without the Zeus here, to push back against HellRaisers.
Tiny toss back.
Sweden Strong telekinesis comes out. He's going to be cleaned up. He's dead. Oh, absolutely cleaned up here. And now the hack. This is, yeah, look at the damage that's going to come through onto these buildings. This range rax, it's going to fall in a matter of seconds. And now they bounce onto the tier 4s, bounce around heroes as well. The Crypt Swarm's being stolen by Antares. So with the Exorcism being down, yes, free spell slot, why not? And Kiyotaki, he wants to carry on going here. No Tiny for the next 14 seconds. They do still have the Aegis. They have the BKBs. No, do they? Oh, okay, they used both BKBs and taking down the tier 3. And pushing onto the high ground, but that's still going to be a range rax. It means that this melee rax is going to be put under pressure just by the fact that this lane will push in now by the super range creeps.
Even with the, you know, with getting a couple of kills, it's always hard pushing in the mid lane. It's the hardest lane to take, really, just because the enemies can position everywhere and you cannot make that perfect formation to just take everything down when only one hero is taking the damage. The Hackle, of course, he didn't have the Satanic. He's not gonna have it now either. He's gonna finish off the Butterfly. But that's the thing with this Aegis, they still have enough time to go high ground. That's why Navi are making a play right now. Because next time, because you don't have a tower, you're losing a Rax, and you can't allow that to happen.
Yeah, the song is going to be there. The global silence not going to be too far away as well. 25 seconds, but they get the roar onto the jump in from Sweden Strong. The force trap trying to keep him alive. Mero's got that BKB. Clockwork comes in. There's going to be the toss, and it's going to be a re-engage from HellRaisers. Again, no global silence for the next 15 seconds. Tornado comes through. Lays didn't even pop that Exorcism B-tune with the song already used. Have to run themselves away here now. The hookshot will miss onto Nikki Cool. But from that engage from Navi, it was Navi's jump, and they still lose 2 heroes.
That was, I mean, that's the BKB from the Beastmaster. I guess in situations like these, sometimes you're gonna be happy with it. The thing is that HellRaisers, they can immediately start pushing. But no BKB on the Beastmaster, and you're gonna have to be defending your high ground. Okay, all of that would make sense what I just said if the Zeus doesn't die. But HellRaisers are playing faster than what Navi expects, and that has been the kind of the MO of this game.
Yeah, and you see the Nagasaran trying to get over to the heart here, and not too far away from completing, but the courier's been taken down, and I think the Nagasaran courier had that recipe there as well, so not going to be able to complete on the half for the next 2 minutes. The heart going to be thrown in, but again, he has that BKB, he has the Aegis for the next minute and a half here now as well. Bichu not going to be able to get himself away from this. The global stance comes through, but Luna just says, okay, I'm a right-click monster. Look at me take down the towers even without the passive, you know, even without the bouncing glaives. The damage that would come through here onto these buildings. They're just going to get demolished. Lays trying to do what he can. Has that Exorcism up again, but now the bouncing glaives, they're going to start ripping through these buildings. They're going to start ripping through the heroes if they're too close to the amount of aggression coming out from the hack.
Alacrity, Frenzy, and Inner Beast. Like, with a Butterfly Luna 26 minutes into the game. He's not even topping the network chart, the Invoker is. So, you have no chance with the heroes that you currently have to deal with this hero, because Luna is just way too strong. Like, the Hawk is untouchable. And the big thing is, he's gonna have a Satanic. This game is looking very much over. HellRaisers, they hit their timing perfectly, and Navi, their timing is nowhere to be found. If you look at the Nagasaran, well, they say 25 minutes, you get that heart, you push out the waves, your illusions are hard to kill, and you're split pushing, they can't kill your illusions. Now, even if you would have your timing, you can't do it because you're dealing with super creeps, and it's way too hard. Yeah,
no, again, like you said in the draft, I wasn't impressed with this Nagasaran pickup because HellRaisers, they don't give you that time and space to find the farm. The hack gets offered, or in this case, all 3 cores on that rotating kind of farm timetable here for HellRaisers. And the Luna, even though she is completely out of the meta at the minute, the hack show in this hero is still really strong, and the Nagasaran just can't stand up to her.
So, me casted a lot of Division 2 in the Tour 3 previous year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remembered, at these points in the game, the Division 2 teams from Eastern Europe would just go and push. They wouldn't wait for items. They're like, we won, let's go. And then they would give us these interesting games close to comebacks. We have had a couple of them, not a lot of them anyways, but still. But look at HellRaisers, and their discipline just continues to impress me, because it's just not so standard to the region. We saw even Bad Boom be undisciplined in some games, just being too wrestly, almost costing them the series. But look at these guys. The Haki doesn't care. He's waiting for a Satanic, and they might even wait for Roche just because it's gonna give them 100% victory, giving no chance for error and giving no chance for Navi to get back into it.
Yeah, and I know we joke about you know, oh, the next tier, they're going to wait for the rush. They're going to wait for the rush when there's like the tier 2 4 towers are falling and the ancients at half health. But I think that's something that the region does need to learn. Like you say, just that backing off.
Oh, they know it.
Yeah.
They know it. They know it.
They're just a little bit
don't wanna do it.
impatient. yeah. But that is something that the teams, I think it cost them on the international stage a lot last season, that they were getting impatient, and you know the Western European teams, the Southeast Asian teams, they were patient, they were waiting out. He's going to break out now as well. Thunder God's Wrath does come through. They get the net onto the Clockwork now. Again, they might be able to get the clean off. The Force Staff comes through the wall there as well. Kiyotaka takes out Sweden Strong. The Meteors, they're going to make the Naga Siren extinct here. Malady trying to get himself away. So is Nicky Cool here on the Zeus. Does he get himself out? He absolutely doesn't. The control coming through. Kiyotaka picks up a double kill, picks up a godlike spree, and will just be able to again take down 3 heroes. GG is going to be called for Navi. Game number 1, they just couldn't stand up to the pressure of HellRaisers.
Like Solo, can we make a bit of a risky play, like go for a fight now when we don't have the Aegis? Like the Hog's like, I have all my items, I can do it, and he says, yeah, let's go, guys, and they crush him even before, you know, solidifying that one. But yeah, they waited for their item timings every single time in this game. HellRaisers just very calm gameplay. The only time that they put a foot on the gas was when they were taking down the first tier 1s, the top one and the middle one, and after that everything kind of opened up. They went from one objective to another, like pretty much school Dota. Top tower, mid lane tower, top tier 2, Roche, mid tier 2, top tier 1, bottom tier 2, Roche, end the game. That is like, how do I want to end the game with a classic lineup? Okay, this is how. And then you have so many buffs for this Luna. So I'm very glad that we're seeing this type of Dota happen, when all is centered around the Hawk's timings, and then you're going for those towers and giving the space to him. So, and everyone else is kind of doing their job, giving vision, getting a few kills here and there, but it all relies on this guy hitting his timing, and everyone is working towards it. You get towards it, and the enemy team is helpless. Kind of the thing from Navi. They tried to delay with the Zeus, but HellRaisers really were on point draft-wise and movement-wise to catch him every single time. Dying 7 times on the Zeus is really not impressive for Nicky Cool.
No, and yeah, like I was saying before that final fight broke out, that the Eastern European had a region, as a region, had a problem closing out games. You know, they got overly aggressive, and it cost them. And there was a lot of swings, a lot of comebacks in the region. And I'm hoping that, again, coming into this season, that they've learned from that. You know, they're going to learn to be a little bit more patient. They're going to learn to find their next item timings, because again, I do think it cost them a lot on the coming into the international events. And I think that as a region, Eastern European teams underperformed compared to what I really think they could have done in the last season. So I'm looking for them to push on this season and really take it to the, you know, when they get through into the majors, when they get through into the international third-party events, and make themselves known more, that they can close out these games. You know, they can find the victories, they can find the wins, and really make themselves known that they are it is a strong region. Again, they really underperformed last season, but they really are a strong region. So looking forward to how they've started off in the their own region in the DPC, and looking forward how they take it forward into the international events.
Yeah, I think the strength for Eastern Europe comes that it has a lot of new talent. Every single time there is going to be newer players, and then you're going to have them just not be as I would say as disciplined as some of the older ones. But you have some of these veterans here teaching them how to do so. Solo and HellRaisers is doing a good job, and I'm hoping that it transfers to everyone else, even though it does make the game slightly less interesting.
Yeah, and that is going to be it for game number 1, guys. But we have a second game to come in the series, and 3 series for the day. So we're going to jump to a quick break, and we'll be back with the second game of the first series right after this.